Hello, I'm Chris, this is Gross Models, and welcome to the start of a new build. Welcome to issue 1 of build the Ghostbusters Ecto-1, the 1/8 scale, as these cars seem to be in the partworks, of the iconic Ecto-1 car from Ghostbusters. There it is. That's a picture of the model, not a picture of the actual car. So this is what we're going to be building. Issue 1, obviously, we'll have a look through in a moment, but first of all, we'll have a look through the introduction magazine, showing you the parts and lights and sound, detailed interior, working doors, and a replica engine. So this is it, your spookily accurate movie icon. I think we're in for a lot of puns and things along the lines of that. So it has obviously all the doors open, the windows open, it's got an engine in there. The engine obviously doesn't work, but it's got a removable gurney. The legs even drop down when you pull it out. That's quite cool. I like the look of that. Detailed interior, packed with ghost-blocking equipment, tyres and hubcaps, doors, roof rack, rotating lights. I like that. The rotating lights with obviously the emergency siren, the traditional squealing siren noises. So that is that. Incredible detail. Obviously, lots of lovely details in there. I know it's not quite movie accurate or prop accurate or real thing accurate, but it's good enough for me. I shall be building it as stock, although I think I'm going to weather it a bit because it's a little bit too clean and shiny for me. But we'll see how it goes. Obviously, that won't be happening anytime soon either. The magazine, it seems like we're getting one magazine per issue for this, as opposed to the other Hero Collector, the Enterprise, which had one issue for several stages. So that's quite good. It makes it easier to do these videos, to just go through the magazine and then onto other things. So you've got the simple instructions for the building, inside story about characters, probably other things as it goes on, because there's not that many characters. And then obviously in issue 2, I quite like this breakdown of the parts you get and what it will look like when it's all together. That's quite cool for me. I say official reference photos as well. Then picture on the back saying it's 1/8 scale, it's easy to build, die-cast metal body, working lights and sound, and 80 centimeters long. Now the 80 centimeter long bit is quite impressive. In this issue, in the first issue, we also get a poster, a photo of the model in life size. This is 1:1 scale. So if I open up that bit there we go. You can see the front and back projection of the kit. So that's the actual width of it. That's the actual height of it. And on the other side of this picture is the actual length of it. It won't fit here. It's quite big. I mean, it's a big car in the real world. I didn't realise just how big it really was until I opened up the picture and saw this here. But it will fit on the bench if I wriggle things around a little bit. The camera I can move to a different angle when we get to the stage of having to have the whole thing in shot. But that's a little way away, so I don't have to worry too much about that. So that is it. That's that. In this issue, we also received... so the issue itself, obviously we'll look at a binder. First one's free as ever on these things. It's quite nice to get a binder. The fan home things don't seem to come with binders. It seems to be an old-fashioned thing, but this is quite nice. It's got obviously the logo and the Hero Collector and the picture of the thing on the side. So that will store, I don't know, these are normally about 20. I can't count them now, but yeah, quite a few issues will go in there. Issue 1, so we'll have a look through in a moment. The only other thing that came in issue 1 is the parts, which, yeah, obviously we start off with the hood, the bonnet, the main thing, parts to go on it, number plate, which we don't use until a later issue apparently. We'll see how the screws come, how they're labelled. Obviously before I get to the actual build part, I'll take this all off of the packaging and we'll have a proper look at the individual bits. But first of all, let's have a look and see. We'll go through the magazine first on this one. Normally, I'll do it in the order of the magazine, and we'll do the buildy bit first. But I think I'll finish with the buildy bit this week. So yeah, it's quite cool. It gives you an indication of what it is you're doing. License plate, hood rim, hood. Obviously, what you're doing seems to be the same. Yeah. It says in the same as the Enterprise build. If you've been following along with that, basically they grey out everything that you've done previously. Yellow bit is the new parts that you're fitting. So nice and easy. It looks like they've got AM, BM. The screws are properly labelled, which is all good. So at the end we should have that. But let's have a quick look through the magazine to begin with. Dan Aykroyd, the original Ghostbuster, it's his baby. He created it. He came up with the idea and obviously wrote most of it. All interesting stuff. Lots of pictures from the film. Lots of behind the scenes stuff, which you can obviously pause and read at your own discretion if you want to. Rumours, Stay Puft, yeah. Cool. The Wallower, I don't know. That's the car? Is that the name of the nickname of the type of car? I don't know, but yeah, good, interesting stuff. There we go. In 1959, they made 2,102. 400 of them became Miller Meteors, which is what the ambulance version was. So it's quite a limited thing, but yeah. Ecto 101, weekly list of all things that make Ghostbusters great. Yeah, interesting stuff, little facts, stuff, and obviously coming up next time, visit the website for more video, pictures, and more. And then on the back, obviously we've got the stuff from this issue. So, right, I shall prepare myself. I'll get the picture-in-picture ready to go and show you the build itself. I'll get the parts ready to go as well. So, see you in a moment. Okay, so this is all out. Really nice, heavy, metallic, or metal, in fact. Yeah, that's nice. That's also heavy and metal. This is plastic, but that does the job. It's fine. It's unusual to see the screws with white heads, but obviously you need that to match in with the white. The plate is, again, metal, quite nice looking. This is stuck to the inside of the front. Obviously, it doesn't go on there. I don't know if it's just a sticker or if it's going to be used later, so I will put that aside and keep it with it. These are plastic vents as well. So it says to put these on there. We've got two of them. They are labelled 1 and 2. It says take air inlet 1, not the one that's got 2 written on it. So we shall get 1. Push it into place on the right hand side of the hood. So the 2 pins on the underside go through the hood and the screw holes for both parts line up. Yeah, quite conveniently there's 2 pins coming off there, off-centered, so it has to go one way round, and it's obviously got a curve to it because this has got a curve to it. So that is going to go on there like that. Quite nice, that'll do the job. It says repeat the process for 2. So what I'm going to do is put both of them, these ones actually offset, so again you have to get it the right way round, which on that one is that way round. So then we're using 4 AM screws on each of these to hold them in place. Nice and easy. I shall tip out 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's a couple of spares in there, which is quite nice. I assume they're spares, we're just not using them quite yet. They might not be, I don't know. Looks like BM screws being used for the other bit, so I shall keep them in a separate batch, because although they're AM the same as other builds, it's a different AM. The screwdriver they provide is a bit rubbish, to be honest. So yeah, I probably won't be continuing to use that going forwards. This does fit on the outside through there. So yeah, goes in there. You want to be very careful. Obviously, these are painted white tips to these screws, so you want to be careful not to slip and strip them, because then the white will obviously disappear. And you'll be left with silvery screws, which won't be quite right, but I'm assuming that these aren't, you know, the actual things aren't held in place with screws that are 8 times the size of these. So yeah, I haven't tightened them down yet. I shall do that all off camera just to make sure everything's tight and secure, but obviously get them all in first without slipping and damaging anything. So obviously you don't want to slip off and put a big scratch across the... No, don't do that. Definitely. And now I've said that, I've got to be very ultra careful not to do that. Now this build obviously is going to have some shiny surfaces with it, but as I'm going to be doing some weathering to it, I'm not as concerned as I am with the Dodge build about fingerprints and things like that. So I'm not going to be wearing the gloves for most of this, or indeed probably not for any of this. But I will be sort of wiping down the surfaces after use. Before they get put away for the month, I'll make sure that I haven't got any big splodges of hand jam or anything all over them. So everything is nice and tidy going forwards. So they feel like that tightens up quite nicely. So I'm happy with that. I shall tighten all those up afterwards. First of all, we've got to put this into there, get that way up, and this goes on the inside of it. It'll only go one way up because of the shape. That goes in there like that, giving us the bottom shaping there. That is held in place with the BM screws, 4 of which. Looks like we've got 5 in there. As is tradition, at least 1 spare. So they go in there. Again, it's the plastic bit is being held onto the metal bit, so these screws are going into the metal, which is why they are the M screws. I'm assuming that they're going to continue the M and P descriptions, which is very useful. It's nice to have. I don't know why these are BM, why not? Because they're AM. So you've got A and B to begin with. That's okay. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That works for me. We've started the build. We've got an A screw as the first thing we used, B screw as the next thing. So yeah, again, I'll tighten all these up off camera just to make sure I don't slip and make any mistakes. So I can pay more attention to doing that. So that's that. That's obviously going to go under there somewhere-ish. But we've got the vents on the front there, a little bit of surface detail. I didn't notice them in the film, but I'm sure they're there. And we have the number plate ready as well. So that was the first issue. That's the having a look at the issue and going forwards. Thank you for watching. I hope you're enjoying the build. I know it's not much of a build so far, but I hope you will enjoy the build. I've had a lot of requests to do this one when I asked what I should do next. So here it is. You got what you're after. And yeah, it's bigger than I expected. I knew the size of the bonnet was going to be about the same as the Dodge Charger. I wasn't expecting the car to be like half a car again longer. I should have been, because I have seen the film. I am aware of the car. But yeah, it'll be fine. It'll all work out okay in the end. So thank you very much for watching. Do like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. You'll find other part works and other videos and live streams and things that I will do throughout the course of the weeks and the months and indeed the years to come on this. This is going to be a 2.5 or a little bit more build. Might even be 3-year build. It's 141 issues. So yeah, at 52 a year, that's just shy of 3 years, isn't it? So yeah, settle in, get comfy, and I'll see you soon for issue number 2. Thanks for watching. Bye bye for now.